Okay, good afternoon. Lesson plan number 5 of class number 5. The topic of this class is colloquial expressions used by young people. Of course, it will be related with listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills, and how students can be able to use the colloquial expressions in this using these 4 skills. The aim of the class to use colloquial expressions in an informal conversation in a real context. And the activities to be developed to reach this goal, to reach the objective of this class are: number 1. Okay, we're going to start with a warm-up activity using a thinking routine that is called CSI, color, symbol, and image. The keyword or the word that is given to the students is youth. You're looking now my screen. So the word that is given is youth. So to complete this chart, this thinking routine, they have to analyze the word youth by color, the color that they believe that youth could be, or how can you represent youth using colors, the symbol, and the image. As you can see, you have here some instructions to guide the students. Color, what color best represents this word, youth. The symbol, a symbol that best represented, and the same way with image. What image best represent this content, this word. Why did you choose this color? Why did you choose this symbol? And why did you choose this image? The students are going to start thinking critically. And at the beginning it's difficult. This technique is very difficult because they cannot imagine a concept to be represented using these 3 categories: color, symbol, and image. But once they get used to it, they will be able to apply it in any other word, in any other concept. Okay, so that will be as the starting point. Yeah. Number 2, let me take a look of the activity that we have in number 2. Number 2, students will hear a conversation using colloquial expressions and also information about how colloquial expressions could be sometimes kind of rude. For these, we're going to use a platform that is a podcast. It's very useful to apply these kind of tools in order to make them practice their listening skills. Okay, let me show you. It's somewhere here. You can find many different free podcasts with many different topics. As you can see, we have here English colloquial, and I just want you to listen part of it, okay, because it's long. That you will be doing with the students as well. You need to choose first which section, which part of the podcast you're going to ask them to listen during the classroom. Maybe as an extended activity, you can ask them to keep listening at home.
This Real English colloquial podcast accompanies the ebook that you can download at zapenglish.com.
In this unit, you're going to learn colloquial words and expressions for talking about time. Remember, you need to be careful with colloquial expressions because not all of them are polite. If you're not sure, check.
Not all
Okay,
of them are
let's
polite.
start.
Did you hear that? So yes, that is something
Colloquial
that students
expressions,
need to know.
Task 1.
So here you will
Good
find.
afternoon, Tom.
Good afternoon.
Are you
It's
listening?
time for
a
lunch.
Conversation.
Not
Okay, a conversation. And if you make them listen to this conversation After that, you're going to ask them if they believe that is a conversation between adult people or maybe teenage people, according to the type of language or expressions they have used. Of course, they are going to realize that some of the words are very familiar or some of the expressions are very familiar for them. And it's because they are very used to these kind of expressions. Okay, so once they have finished listening, you're going to present up in a platform called Padlet, a graphic organizer of what kind of elements are you going to find in colloquial expressions. Okay, let me show you which is the platform that I was talking about. It's Padlet. As you can see, you can have here many templates for graphic organizers that you can use to organize the ideas. Maybe you can work with a brainstorm. This one is already done, as you can see, but you can start with them like a brainstorm about colloquial expressions they have heard or maybe they actually used, and you can create with them a new Padlet, a new graphic organizer. Maybe after that you can share with them, you can send them by email so they can have this digital aid to check whenever they need. Okay, it could be very useful to present any kind of topic. Finally, no, next to this, not finally because we don't finish yet, after this presentation, you will ask students to use the colloquial expressions they have heard in real situations. Maybe they have faced some problems, some issues, or maybe just in a normal daily life, they have heard or they use those colloquial expressions. Yeah, and finally, you're going to present the students or you're going to request the students to use these colloquial expressions, at least 5, in a comic. And I really like this platform that is called, where is it? Oh yeah, Storyboard That. This is just an example of something that I created a few months ago. The title is called The Rules of the Classroom, but you can show them just to explain how this platform works. Okay, you can choose the setting and the characters, and each character can appear in all the frames of the story of the comic. As you can see, you have here the talking balloons, so you can include there the information that each character will say. So it could be like exactly like that, like a comic with an event or something that they are familiar with, they would like to share, they would like to inform, and they can create their own story with their own characters. They really like this platform because they can give themselves the chance to use their creativity, to use their imagination, and find many resources that can support their learning process. And it fits perfectly in the one that we're talking about right now, colloquial expressions. After that, you can ask them, maybe some of them, not all the class, or maybe you can take another class for doing this, but they can share, right? They can share with their classmates the comic that they have created, and they will have fun. They will have fun not just by seeing how incredible or how yes, how incredible this tool could be, but also to explore feelings, ideas, thoughts that maybe students didn't know about their classmates. Okay, And maybe you can finish the class wrapping up all the information with a YouTube video. Sometimes we just use them to begin the class, at the beginning of the class, but you can also use them to wrap up a topic in order to have, or maybe to reinforce what they have learned. Okay, so for this purpose I chose this video. It's a Powtoon. You can also create many different and incredible videos using this platform. So if you have the chance to use it, use it. And this one talks about colloquial language. When to use it, to use them, what is a colloquial language? That is an informal way to express ourselves. Some characteristics, some types, different forms, and they are also different according to the countries. Examples, some word examples, and also phrases or expressions, not just words. Okay? As I told you before, and how to use them. That's important because we heard already that they could be sometimes rude, they're not polite, and people can get mad if you use them in a formal conversation. So students must be able to recognize whenever they are allowed to use these kind of expressions or not, right? And that's the purpose of the activity, to make them recognize and to make them use according to the environment and to the place they are in. So that's it for this class. Thank you.